Hello, my name is Charlotte Walker. We are co-owners of the Rice Lake Computer Connection. I am a partner with a fellow sitting over there. His name is Richard Crone, and this is his wife over here, Rose Crone. We own the business together. We haven't been open very long, so we're new to the city, but I'm actually an old pro to the city. I've lived here all my life. I went to school to get my associate's degree when I graduated when I was 62 years old. So I'm more or less catering to the older generation. He's catering to the younger and the middle age.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm the other part of the team here at Rice Lake Computer Connection. We can fix computers, laptop, printers, networking, anything that you can need or use on computers. So, hope you come to use it.
One on Macaulay.
But you guys are able to fix pretty much anything that comes up here with computers. And I know we were talking a little bit about the transition from Windows XP into a newer operating system, because a lot of folks out there still have their XP machines. I think a good third of the computers out there still are running on XP.
Yes, and a lot of people don't know that they can't use XP, that it has no support anymore. If they happen to notice that we don't get any more updates for it, that's a good sign that it ain't working anymore.
Or if you think you're getting updates, that might be a bad sign, because that could be a virus.
Yes, and viruses on XP are, well, the only way to get rid of them is to upgrade.
Right, and of course, they can do that here at Rice Lake Computer Connection. So if you do have that old machine with XP that you're still hanging on to, you still want to use all your files and your programs and stuff like that, they can help you out, get you an upgrade, and get you moving on with a new operating system. Check things out. Come in here, downtown Rice Lake, right on Main Street, Rice Lake Computer Connection in the Uptown Mall.
To charge them for it, and it's all free. The doctors donate their time, and then
Sure.
nurses donate their time. Benucci's wife is up there,
Okay.
Darlene. She's one of the volunteers, and I just happened to know her when I went up there. That was when I knew.
Yeah.
And when he was talking to me, and I felt, and she said that he does work at the free clinic. Well, I never knew that was a free clinic here. I had no idea there was a free clinic.
Right.
And so when he was telling us about the different stuff at the free clinic, and he said he just needed somebody to do some updating on their computers for him. And I said, well, we can do that. He said, and they wanted somebody that can install his operating system, his Microsoft Word 13 on his computer. Well, we've done that too. So we went up there, and we had to make a disk for him. When we made the disk, we put it from one of the computers. I did the installation of the Microsoft Word, got that done. And when we got the 3 computers that they were using in the office done, then we went in and started doing the other ones. And that's the one we're upgrading to 7. But after we got them all upgraded, then the last one's in there right now, ready to go back to them. But we were talking.
Hi, this is Richard again at Rice Lake Computer Connection. We also do classes, and we also do volunteer work for the Rice Lake Free Clinic and other places that would need it. And we will be able to volunteer if needed on needed basis. So if you're a non-profit organization, you need some help, give us a call. We'll try to help you out as good as we can. Thank you.
Well, how long have you been working on this type of computers and electronics?
Since 9 years old.
So you were one of the early ones getting into it then?
Oh yeah, my first computer was a Vic Commodore 20.
Yep, had one of those myself. I won't steal any of your trade secrets. But,
Most people watch me do this and they go home and try to do it and they find out, guess what? Mess up.
mhm.
The inbox toolbars, you shouldn't really have any toolbars on there because that's what slows down your system. All the, like your music, toolbars and stuff.
Yep. It just, you know, load different
This and
programs that you need part of it and you get something else.
on different meter. They
Now
try
that
to
I
tell-
know I got somebody in town that can handle my problems.
They tried to talk a woman into paying $200 to redo her windows when she already had windows on there, and it was a legal version. And what it was, got a virus that took her legality away from her.
Okay,
So then we had to go back in and redo it. But they wanted to charge her $200 for it. And they're like,
so what's the next change in computers going to bring us?
I think it gets smaller and smaller. They're saying that sometime in the near future, they'll be able to implant an actual chip in your brain.
I believe that.
It'll be a cell phone, internet, everything, all one thing. And all you gotta do is think of it and do it.
I think it'll be a while before I have that done.
I don't think I'd ever have it done anyways, even if it did come.
But if you don't know what you're doing, you can eliminate the things that you desperately
Yeah.
needed.
Big time. And in fact, lady across the street, she saw me do it, and she went in and tried to clean it up herself and ended up messing up her QuickBooks.
Yep,
Now they've got these new viruses out that are called hijack viruses.
okay.
They're nasty. They'll take you from, when you start up your computer and you go on the internet, they'll open up 50 different tabs across the top.
Just flood you with stuff.
Oh yeah, and it is. And you try to get rid of it, and it's like, gotta take 5 different virus removal things in order to get rid of something.
The hackers and bad people in the world keep thinking up new ways to create these problems for us.
Well, sad to say, but 90% of the ones that create the viruses are the ones that create the antiviruses.
I believe that to be true.
It's 100% true.
The most secure way to have a job is to be the only remedy.
He sent you off someplace else
Mm.
on your website. And when you first come up for your home page, it takes you off to someplace else where you didn't have it before.
Yeah,
That's,
there's usually like 3 or 4 directions you can go to get to the same spot too, isn't there?
yeah.
Which makes it even more confusing.
I want some update. You haven't ran that for a while. 495 days.
I thought I did that automatically.
You have to start that up.
Oh, that ask toolbar that popped up when I pushed something and downloaded it has removed the ability I have to get to my snapshot photos
Yeah.
from things, so then you have to go to a different file and that doesn't have a minute, so I'm lost as far as going forward with anything that I want to do. So in less than a half an hour, you've dug in and gone through just about everything that could possibly be eliminated from it without affecting its duties.
Pretty much. I mean, there's still a few other things that I'll download and run also because we put certain things on like Malwarebytes, CCleaner, and I also put Sophos on there. And the CCleaner, between Malwarebytes and Sophos, they'll catch a lot of the viruses that normal ones don't catch.
Mm-hmm. No, it'd be safe to say the half an hour or maybe a little more that it takes for you to do this would have probably taken me at least 2 years of intensive training to be able to come close to matching that.
Because things that come out today were actually thought up and created 3-4 years ago.
Takes that long to get everything through the pipeline and,
Yeah, by the time they work all the bugs out of it and get it running and everything, it's pretty much already outdated before you can purchase it. Unfortunately.
it's just that the new stuff hasn't been worked its way through the pipeline yet either. So how often should you actually update your equipment? Every 5 years?
Well, it's not really, it depends on what you really are doing and what you need to do. If you're just surfing the internet and checking email and stuff like that there, it's not going to really affect you that much.
Okay.
Now, if you're needing a full-blown server that runs a few years ago, larger, you didn't have to worry about your credit cards being in your pocket. Now, they've got these little hand scanner things that they can put in their purses or in their pocket and walk past you, and they go out all your credit card information. Even when you go into your ATM, be careful because they'll put one on there and it's so small and that you won't even know it's there. Yeah.
It's, cash is still king then. But then you've got counterfeiters.
Yeah. Technology is going in a good way. I mean, you know, it helps us out, but then again, there's people that take advantage of it, you know, like everything else.
Yep. Only now they can do it on a mass scale that has never been
Contemplated before ever.
right.
You know.
But it used to be that a pickpocket would get maybe 2 or 3 people in a day. Now they can get 2 or 3 million people in 5 minutes.
If a hacker got into their system, they can use your IP address and go off and do whatever they want, and it'll look like you're doing it, not them.
Goodness sakes.
Yeah. Especially if you got wireless, and if they can get into your wireless, then they can be sitting right outside your house or 500 feet away. You're not monitoring.
So put a password on there, and that's what we're here for. It's what it takes to understand how to use these things. What's a good insight for people to think about when they're choosing a computer?
Well, when you go to get a computer, you want to look at what it's got on it and think, okay, does it meet my needs? If it does it give me a little room to grow? You don't want to get too much of a computer because then you might get frustrated and say, well, I don't want nothing to do with it. Or you don't want to get too little, not enough computer to where it's the same thing. So you've got to find that middle ground.
How do we get that experience to know what we're looking for?
Well, if you got a good salesman that can pick up on your needs and stuff, and can help you guide you in that direction, or you just study and
research it on the internet and find a place that allows you to ask questions and presents you with a list of options.
Yep, you can find anything you want on the internet. It's out there. Unfortunately, most salespeople say, "Oh, we got this real nice computer here. You don't want these or nothing. You want this one here, and it's usually a high-end one." And it's not always the case. I mean, a lot of times, that's why it's best to go to a place like us to where you can get a computer custom built to what you want and your specific needs.
And you ask the questions to help determine what the customer really needs.
Yep.
That makes it a lot easier.
Usually when you go to the store and buy cookie cutter computers, you usually get what you get, and sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're not at all what they're cracked up to be.
Well, the amount of stuff that's on a new computer, from my own experience when I bought this one, they spend an hour taking all the stuff off that manufacturers put on there to begin with. Doesn't make a great deal of sense to me.
Yeah, well, they put stuff on, well, they get paid just like everybody else.
Yes.
So they put it on there because a lot of them have like Amazon and eBay and stuff like that on it because they get paid to put it on there.
I see. And you're a little bit different because you direct your attention towards the customer's needs and what they need, and that keeps their computer fresh and running top performance.
We don't put anything on it that's not needed.
That's a good plan. I wish I would have known about you a couple of years ago. After experiencing a couple of conversations with you, it makes a lot more sense to me to go to somebody that's an independent, services what they sell, takes care of your needs regardless of where they bought it, and understands how to fix the things that accumulate.
Well, we try our best.
Well, you've won me over as someone who understands that as great as technology is, you don't need all the things that come with it. The simpler it is to operate and still perform the tasks that it's needed to do, a much better program than trying to figure out why it doesn't work because something's gone wrong. So I appreciate your time there, but the basic understanding of how to get rid of it once it's there is critical to keeping the system operating for as long as possible.
Have videos that show you exactly how to walk through it too.
I've tried doing that. It's time consuming beyond belief to find the right video that tells you how to do something that you need. So in just a few minutes, between you and I, we found the new pathway to take to get to the image that I needed to download.
Yeah.
A few minutes versus hours. Yeah, I think I'd come here every time.
We do have classes also that we can teach people how to do that too. Whatever, pretty much whatever they need to do, I can.
Well, you've proved that whatever we need to do can be done with your hands and your facility and Rice Lake Computer Connection might be the resource to go to when you have problems. No, might be is the wrong word. Should be the place you go to solve the problems. He's done it in under an hour. He's cleaned up problems that have driven me nuts for weeks. So I should have taken the time to do it a couple of weeks ago and saved it. Saved a lot of hair. But yeah, that's good. We'll run the rest of that and take care of the issues. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
You proved yourself well beyond expectations.